Okay, so let's start the session. So, yesterday we have stopped near the vendor aging report. So, vendor aging will be can be calculated based on three different ways. One is the transaction date, second one is the document date, and third one is the due date. So, how it will be calculated and how we will define the aging bucket, that I will show you. So, for that, we need to go to the accounts payable module. Okay, in accounts payable module under setup we have aging period definition. Okay, so at here we will define our aging period definition like 30 days, 60 days. So we will define over here. Okay, so currently we are using 30, 60, 90 and 180 days. Okay, so at here you can see the current, it will be a 0, either it may be the future date, it will be displayed over here. Next 30 days, 30 days minus 1, so what it will happen, uh, the current day it will be reduced. Like for example, if you are running the aging report as of 31st January, okay, so it will exclude the 31st January date and it will calculate from 30th January to 1st January. So this is my 30 days period. Okay, next we have 60 days. So 60 days what it will do, so we have already defined our 30 days period from 30 January to 1st January. So from next 30 days it will be added, so it will be total 60 days aging. Okay, so at here we will let me add another new one. Okay, so at here I am giving new aging period. Okay, now in this particular aging period you can see by default it is populating the same thing. Okay, so if you want to modify you can modify, like for example current it is 0, right? So I will mention over here 30 days minus 30. Okay, I will mention from over here is 31 to 60 days. Again it will be minus 30. Okay, so at here I will mention 61 to 180 days. At here I will mention minus 60. So if I mention minus 60, then what will happen? 60, 60, it's one. At here 30, at here 30, it's 60. At here, if I need to get 180 days, so how many days I need to mention? 120 days, right? So I will mention minus 120 days. Okay. So at here I will mention 181 to 181 above. 181 days. So I will mention minus 999999. So after 181, it may be so many days, so it will be display, it will be calculated in this particular thing. So what will happen? So when you generate the invoice, so we will have the transaction date, due date, and as well as this. So let's see how it will be classified. So once this is set up, so based on this particular aging period, whatever we have created, so based on that it will be calculated. So let's see how it will be. So before that, let me post one or two transactions. Okay. So for that, what I will do, I will go to the accounts payable, vendor, all vendor. So at here I am creating a new vendor so that you can easily understand how the aging period will be calculated. Okay. Let mm, or let use the same vendor, AXE123. Okay. Now go to the inquiries and report. Okay. Vendor aging report. Okay. So at here I am giving the aging period as of today. and balance of as of today, and I'm calculating based on transaction date. Okay, so now let me select the aging period as the aging period what we have defined now. Okay, and in records to include, I'm just filtering with one of the vendor account, that is AXE123. So from this drop down, I will select the vendor AXE123 and I will click on OK, as the record will be selected over here, and I will click on OK to generate the report. Now you can see the report has been generated over here. You can see it has been posted in reverse order. Okay, so let me do one thing. So why it has been posted in reverse order? That is due to the parameter. Let me show you that. So let me go back to the vendor aging report. Okay, so at here it is mentioned as forwarded direction. So let me change to backward direction. Okay, so after selecting the backward direction and I have clicked on OK. Now you can see it has been okay. Okay, let me tell you how it is working over here. Now let me open this particular vendor account statement. So to open the vendor account statement, what we need to do, we need to navigate to we are extracting the vendor transactions. Okay, to extract the vendor transaction, we will go to the accounts payable. Okay, and we will go to the vendor transactions. Okay, so at here let me add a couple of rows like document date, due date. Okay. So I have added couple of fields over here in this particular grid. So let me transfer this particular grid to over here as transaction type. Now let me export the all the rows. Okay, so now I have exported all the rows of the transaction. Now if I open Okay, so now we have the voucher number, transaction information, and the date, transaction date. Now we have run this particular aging report based on the transaction date. Okay, now as of this particular date, so what is our balance? So if you see the balance is, let me make some, it's 1843484.96, and this is the balance it is appearing in our balance as of this particular column, and it's 100% it is matching. Okay, next, when I say 30 days next to this particular date, okay, which is that nothing but from 30th Jan to 1st Jan, so this is the 30 days aging period. Okay, so what it showing, you can see it showing this particular 30 days, whatever the balance is there, it is showing over here. So before that, it exclude the current date. So current date to future date, if any transactions is available, I mean which we have posted today, so those information will be populated in the current. So currently there is no invoice has been posted with today's date, so that was the reason it is 0. Okay, when come to 32 1st January, so we have balance of 1535910. Okay, so let's see how it is calculated. Now I have this particular transaction information. Okay, so let me filter with this particular date. Okay, so I'm deselecting all the records of this particular date. So I just selected the January. Okay, in January I need to select from 1st Jan to 30th Jan. So this particular days is populating in between of those particular aging bucket period. So I will select all these three records of January and I will click on OK. Now if you see this particular balance, it's showing as 1535910. Okay, this balance is matching with my 30 days aging period. Okay, so why this particular aging period balance is showing as this much, how it is showing based on your invoice. Okay, like for example, you have created the invoice, and this particular invoice you have agreed terms between the vendor stating that you will pay the balance or based on the mutual understanding between vendor and you, your company, as I will give you 30 to 60 days credit, so in between that you need to pay the balance. Okay, the aging will be started from the date of invoice generation. Okay, or from the date of invoice generation, I mean invoice is posted, so in that particular you can see the transactional date. Okay, transaction date is nothing but your posting date over there, and we have the document date, that is nothing but the invoice date. Okay, and we have due date. Based on the invoice date, we it will calculate the due date based on the terms of payment. Okay, now this particular 30 days aging is clear now, how it is calculated now based on the transaction date. Okay, so next we have 31 to 60 days. So this particular aging, how it is calculated? So it is calculated between like up to at here 1st January is there. So before that, from 31st December to 2nd December, so it is 31 to 60 days aging period. So whichever fall those invoices due on due and we have not yet paid, so those invoice aging, I mean the invoice was raised somewhere in the month of December, still we have not done the payment, so it will show that particular invoice amount in this particular period. Okay, so now if I go to the our transaction list, okay, so my 31 to 60 days aging is based on the December month. of 2024. So if I export, select the 2024 year, okay, and I have expand the December. So I have December 3 records 26, 22, 05. Okay, so I have opened this particular, and you can see I have a transaction type of payment. Okay, I don't have transaction type of invoice. It means that it is a zero balance. Okay, next. Okay, next we have aging from 61 to 180 days. So this is starting from 21st, sorry, 1st December to August 4th. So let me filter that particular date. November, October, September, August. Okay, now at here, if you see the balance of this particular column, it's showing as 11,250. Okay, and you can see 11,250, 69.4, 694. Okay, so the balance is same, it's matching as per the billing bucket. So this is based on the transactional date, how we will export the report. Okay, now, so this based on transaction date, it is clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, now similarly, if you run the same report, like for example, vendor aging report, so previously we have seen based on transaction date criteria, and now we will see based on the due date criteria. So at here I am selecting the due date. Okay, I have selected the aging period as this one. Okay, now I have clicked on OK. Now you can see balance as of this one is same. We have seen this particular amount, right? This amount is clear. We have seen in our with the transaction date also. Now, when you see the current date, when I say the current date in the sense from today to future date, how much uh, based on the due date, how much is available? So it's showing as 14,500. So how it is showing? So let's see the same example of this particular vendor transaction. Okay. So at here, previously I am filtering based on this particular transaction date. Okay. Now what I will do, I will apply this particular filter based on the due date. So at here, I need to select the due date which is related to the future, like for example, which is related to February due date. Okay, so we are running this particular report as of 31st January. Okay, if it is showing before 31st, I mean from today to future date, any due date is available. So those transactions will be displayed on my current. Okay, so at here I have selected the February month, and I have one invoice, and you can see the balance at is it was showing as 14,500. And if you see the report in the current, you can see the date over here from 31st January 2025 to future date, future year. If any due date is available, due invoices is available, those particular balance it's showing over here. So this is clear how it is current is calculating. Now let's see how 30 days it is calculated. So this one, again I will go back to over here in this particular report. So in this particular due date column, now I will filter with that particular date that is with January 1 to 30. Okay. In between 1 to 30, I have 2 days on due date of transactions, and if I see the balance of these particular two invoices, it's stating as 1521,410.00. And now you can see the balance of the aging for 30 days bucket is 1521,410. Okay. Similarly, for 31 to 60 days, again you will filter over here based on that particular date, that is nothing but uh, 1st December to okay. So at here if you see the invoice balance, it's 433.69. You can see 433.69. Okay. So like that it will be calculated. So when you run based on the transaction date, it will take the posting date of that particular based on that particular date, it will be segregate the aging buckets. So when you choose the criteria as due date, based on due date, it will segregate the aging bucket. So when you choose the document date, sorry. So when you choose the document date, it will segregate based on the document date. If the document date is blank, so it will consider the transaction date as document date. Okay. If you understand these two scenario, how it is segregating the aging bucket, then you can easily understand the third method, how the document date is allocating the aging buckets.
Gautam, what is the percentage down there? Down the amount, like 82.53, 0.02. The percentage mentioned, right?
Yeah. So at here, this particular percentage, how it is calculating. So this particular amount divided by this, it will give this particular percentage.
Balance
Balance.
divided by.
Like for example, it's 1521410. Okay, divided by 1843484.964 into 100. So this is the utilization of percentage. How much percentage of invoice is available on that particular aging bucket. So at here we have given the 100%, right?
Yes.
So based on that, how it is segregating. So that is the percentage showing over here.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So in interview, they may ask you one question in this particular aging bucket report, aging report, stating that uh, in how many ways, in how many criteria we have in the aging bucket. So you can answer. We have three criteria. One is the transaction based on transaction date, based on due date, based on document date. Okay. So if you understand this particular aging bucket concept, the same concept is available in the for the customer also. So you can understand that also. Okay. So other than that, we have couple of inquiry forms in this particular accounts payable module. Like for example, now you can see under the inquiries and report, we have product receipt. So this particular report, it will display the product receipts, whatever you have posted so far. Okay, so these all are the product receipt which you have already posted uh, for all the purchase order. So it will be displayed over here. Okay, it's a just a query form. Okay, and similarly, okay. So at here I will show you one more thing. So we have aging period, vendor aging report, and vendor aging storage. So what is difference between these two? Okay, so let me show you. So at here in vendor aging report, we are extracting every time we will run it and we are extracting it, right? So this particular vendor aging storage report, so what it will do, you can run that particular report and you can save it for the your usage. Like for example, I'm running for Jan 31. Okay, so I have given the current date. Based on the transaction data, I'm running this particular report. So this is the aging period definition what I have selected. Okay, and also at here exclude 0, and I'm running this particular vendor aging storage report. So once I run this particular report, it will create a record over here, and I can see now it has been created a record over here. Now I can view this particular report whenever I want. Okay, let me show you. It take 1 or 2 minutes to generate the report. Okay, now at here there will be another button. It will display the report. Currently it's not enabling that one. I will show you how it will work. Okay. Similarly, we have for the costing. Okay. In cost management, in cost accounting, we have the similarly for the uh, vendor for the this one items. Okay. Inventory item aging. Okay, so at here also you can see like here we will have view details. So when you click on this particular view details, it will display the aging. Okay, so let me run over here for this one. That is new feature which has been added over here. For that particular aging report, it's a newly added. Okay, so you can able to view like it will be stored over here like this, and if you click on view details, so you can see the aging for all the vendors at one shot. Okay, and even if you want to instead of free running at every time you need instead of free generating it, you can directly export this particular report from here. No need to run again and again. Okay, so that is the advantage of this particular vendor aging storage report. So currently at here, um, why it's why we don't have this new but view details button, it's not available over here. So we need the being this demo instance, we will have limited access. Okay, so this is the new add-on feature, and we have similarly for the company wise. Okay, like for example, you have the same vendor is available in different legal entity, so you can select for which legal entity you want to run the vendor aging. So you can select the legal entity and you can run. Rest all the parameter is same. Okay. So these two are newly added report in this new version, that is 10.0.41. Okay. Next we have under vendor reports, we have seen the account statement, balance list, and the vendor to ledger reconciliation. So this is the another report which in interview they will ask you. So if my vendor balance is not matching with my aging balance, okay, so there is some difference. Okay, they may ask you how you will rectify my ledger subledger balance. So ledger subledger balance in the sense over here your vendor balance and as well as your individual vendor balance as well as your GL balance and as well as your individual vendor balance is not matching. So in that case, how you will rectify it? Okay. So for that, Dynamics has been, we have created inbuilt. Microsoft is providing one report, that is the vendor to ledger reconciliation. Okay. So in this particular report, what will happen? It will show you all kind of transaction, each voucher wise balance, whether this voucher has been hitted to your respective GL or not. Okay, like for example, include details I have mentioned. Okay, so I need to select one posting profile, it is mandatory. So at here I have selected the gen and I have clicked on OK. Now in this particular report, if you see, let it generate. I have clicked on include details, right? Yeah. Now you can see over here in this particular report, when I generate based on including details, so this is the main account for advance for vendor and this is the voucher and this is the you can see the vendor balance has been hit. So it means that this transaction has been posted through GL. Okay, and 500 is difference. It means that this transaction has been posted in the no, I mean in the vendor side it has been posted, but ledger side it has been not hit. Okay, so if the vendor balance has been hit in both vendor and ledger side, so it means that there is no issue with this in that particular voucher. Now the difference whatever you can see like debit and credit, I mean vendor balance and ledger balance is not matching, those transactions having the issues. Okay, so because of those it causing the difference. So this vendor to ledger reconciliation, it easily identify how many transactions having that kind of issues, and you can share this particular report to your uh, based on that you can do the reconciliation easily. Either you can reverse this particular transaction and you can repost the actual transaction. Okay, you can correct this particular transaction. Okay, that will be finance user will do the necessary action. Okay, so you just need to guide them to utilize this particular report like vendor to ledger reconciliation, so it will be easy for them to identify the differences. Okay, any doubt on this particular vendor to ledger reconciliation? So other than that, we have under purchase order report, uh, there is no such mandatory. Okay, under invoices you have invoice journal. So this particular invoice journal is nothing but it's another inquiry form. So it will display all the invoices. Either it may be posted from purchase order, either you have posted from the invoice journal, either you have posted from the invoice register or invoice pool and invoice approval. Okay, so it will display all the invoices over here. Okay, you can see this is the invoice account is nothing but the vendor account number only. Okay, and if it is posted from purchase order, it will be display the purchase order number. So whatever details is blank, it means that either it is posted from the invoice register, invoice pool and invoice approval, or invoice journal. Okay, and you have the invoice number, voucher, invoice amount, and the due date. So those information will be auto populated over here. Okay, so similarly we have another inquiry form for the payment. So under payment you can see the vendor posted payment journal report. So this particular report, it will show you the entire payment journal so far it has been posted. So those information will be displayed over here. It takes time as we may have the huge data for the vendor payment journal. So it will see from the date of transaction where when you have started posting the transaction. So from that particular date to till date, how many vendor payment journal you have posted. So it will fetch all. Okay. So it will display like this. Let me make it big. Okay, you can see this is the journal number. So this is the account vendor account number. Okay, vendor name, date, and this is the voucher, and this is the debit amount. Okay, and against this with this the invoice number, this is the amount of which is carry forward. Okay, so like that it will be posted. So in one journal there may be a multiple lines. You can see it here, it is 3 lines. I mean 3 different vendor has been used. Okay, so similarly it will display for all the vendors. You can see number of pages, it's very huge. Okay, so with this our core accounts payable module is completed. So tomorrow we will do one thing. Tomorrow we will run one complete cycle as revision to the accounts payable module. After that, from Sunday onwards, we will go for the next module, account receivable. Okay. So if you have any doubts, please raise it. Please clarify it at the same time, so it will be helpful for others. If you don't understand, I'm ready to re-explain.
Sir, you said we have customer raising report also, right?
Yes.
Where it will?
We will see in next when we are discussing about the customer, we will see in detail.
Okay. It's become under accounts receivable.
Yes. We were discussing about the accounts payable, right?
Yeah, yeah. Right, right.
So we'll discuss more in customer related to customer in account receivable module. That is from Sunday. So tomorrow we will do one thing. Tomorrow we have I mean tomorrow Saturday. So we will sit from 10 to 12, and we will see the complete cycle once again of accounts payable. Okay, we will see the purchase order, purchase return order, and we will see the invoices. Okay, we after seeing these all, we will stop conclude over there for the accounts payable, and from Sunday onwards we will start our accounts receivable. Is it fine for that?
Yes, sir.
And in between there may be a question, so you all need to be ready for answer. So this is the right time, and we are able to see there are a lot number of openings are available. Okay, for 2 to 3 years. So you can, if you clear the interview, then it will be very much great at the same time. And I believe Gautam already has set couple of mock interviews for the SEM module. But I have received the feedback from the mock interviewer stating that the basic questions which we have talked, so those are those are not answering in a proper way. So we need to take all the interview questions of SEM as a mock in one more session. So we'll plan it for that also. So we will discuss all the interview questions related to SEM in one session. We will plan one day and we will take it. Okay. Okay, then we will conclude the session today up over here. And so this is the part of reports. So we will see more in detail tomorrow. One complete cycle of all the transactions in uh, in the accounts payable module. Then we will conclude it and we will move to the next module, account receivable. Okay. Okay, then I will share you the 3 days recording. Yesterday and day before yesterday I didn't share it. I was stuck with some other task, so I will share it right away.
Sir, for freshers, is there any openings?
Why fresher you want to go, Sri Lakshmi? You can go with 1 year, 2 year experience. You will get good hike.
No, uh, I'm just asking.
Fresher, you can get it, but you have passed out your you have completed your graduation. When you have completed your graduation,
2016.
yeah. So they may ask you what you are doing from 2016 to now. So it will better if you show 1 or 2 years experience.
Yeah,
You will get good salary, and even for 1 or 2 years experience initially they will keep in the support role only. So in support role, again it's a challenging, it's a learning stage only. Okay, at there also you will have different kind of issues. Okay, so you will resolve by your own. Very initially it will be a very tiny issues will be there. Why it is not posting, or sometimes the dimensions error. So some silly errors will become and you can easily rectify it. Okay, so in support you can learn more. Initially for every fresher it will be on support only. So based on support experience, how you are handling it, so from there uh, any management will move to the implementation team. Okay, so you will have learning scope even if you are handling the support. Okay.
yeah. But for the experience, we need to create fake certificates.
Yeah, you can create. I think Gautam's Nobel.
Yeah.
He will help you on that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.